Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
BlueDragonFive.
and we're here with our black socks that you can totally borrow to talk about Super Bowl 2016. Yeah, isn't that right, BlueDragonFive? Isn't that right?
Very comfortable. Yeah.
These are very comfortable socks on my arms. All right, well, we'll get to that bit a little later. But BlueDragonFive, we're here to talk about all the exciting Super Bowl stuff that went down. I got to be honest with you, buddy. In terms of the trailers, I was a little bit disappointed.
I'll give you that one. They weren't as thrilling as previous years, but I mean, there were a few that are really great standouts and great experiences. I'll give you that much.
I wanted that Rogue One teaser so bad. I would have just taken the logo and Darth Vader breathing. That's all I needed.
Oh my God,
all I needed.
It's so amazing. That's all Star Wars needs to do. Again, for me, it's just that it's the 20 seconds in that second Force Awakens trailer just sells me. If they can only have like a Darth Vader breathe with a title, so they barely have to try anymore. They're going that strong now.
Right. Okay, so let's just kind of break right into it. We're talking about the three main superhero movies that had trailers over the Super Bowl, and we're also going to break down the Jungle Book trailer a little later on in the week, just because I feel like, it's Disney. It's a full 2.5-minute trailer. I think it deserves its own separate video. Suffice to say, BlueDragonFive, Jungle Book trailer was awesome, no?
It was impressive.
Yeah, okay. We finally got to see the motion capture in action. The thing that stood out to me the most about that trailer, just to kind of give my, first thoughts, was, oh my God, fucking Idris Elba as Shere Khan.
For me, it was Kingsley as Bajir. That was what won me over.
All of it was good, though. I mean, Baloo, it was all good. Anyways. So we're going to be breaking down the superhero trailers. Oh, shoot, BlueDragonFive.
What?
Independence Day Resurgence. I want to talk about that trailer as well.
You sure you want to talk about that one?
I'm sure I want to talk about that one.
All right, you take the lead on it.
Okay, then. Well, that's fine. We'll talk about it after the superhero trailers. I forgot to mention that one. Okay, so let's start off with Civil War, the movie that you're looking forward to, and I'm just kind of like, meh.
Okay, whether you're meh on or not, you gotta admit it was like a good kind of build for a movie.
This is like slightly more exciting than the opening trailer was, I guess. Slightly, like it's cool seeing Ant-Man in the lineup. That's about all I can say positive about this trailer.
Really, that's all you can say positive? Let me walk the folks through what was awesome about this trailer. While you're just like, yeah, it was okay. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, Ant-Man was in the lineup. That was cool.
I'm gonna tell you why this trailer was good, folks. Don't listen to this guy over here. I'm gonna tell you why it was cool.
I'm just a cynical bastard.
So first of all, we have this great thing. First of all, this is why it works as a great little Super Bowl teaser. They have this great kind of this chant going on. It's like this united we stand, divided we fall thing going on throughout the trailer, which I thought was very excellent. That's a great way to kind of build up some hype, and it fit very much in with the event it's premiering on. United we stand, like you're coming into like, what the heck is going on? United we stand. And of course, for after a millisecond, you really go by, oh my God, they're really hyping up the divide of superheroes.
Right.
But again, so well worked out through the whole thing. United we stand. It's kind of the Dishi Bashara for Marvel. It's really cool.
Having said that, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's kind of been a trope in trailers recently, and I'm a little bit sick of it. Honestly,
I'm trying to think. What other trailers are you thinking of that kind of used that?
I mean, there's Dark Knight Rises, obviously.
Well, that's the first. That's the one kind of started the whole chanty thing.
Right.
Well, anything else?
I don't know. I'm sure there's other. Shut up.
I'm just saying, this one I can't really recall like specific, like really iconic chanting.
No, it's fine. I mean. Look, man, my whole interest in this movie is just kind of cynically like a lot of the same characters from Age of Ultron are going to be in it. It's kind of be dealing with a lot of the same themes as Age of Ultron. And frankly, I don't really want to see an Age of Ultron 1.5.
Well, I'm telling you, it's going to be more than Age of Ultron. It's going to have some great... It's a Captain America movie, first off.
Yeah, well, it's a Captain America Tony Stark movie.
Well, no, it's about Cap, and it's the resolution to Winter Soldier with the other Marvel Universe factored into it. That's what it's about. I'm telling you, okay, we could get into this argument for many videos, but we're not. We're going to focus on why this trailer was impressive. So, first of all, we start off with this really awesome-looking Bucky Darth Vader shot, which I was like, oh, man, that's a really good shot. There's like kind of this not is it dusty the right word? It's like kind of this foggy room. It's like there's really intense red lights on this warm lightings on him. He's like hooked up to this sort of thing.
Right.
Very kind of Vader-esque. It looks kind of cool. We got a lot of chaos going on. We got this, basically all around the trailer. Kind of some old shots we've seen in the previous trailer, but a lot of chaos going on. They're really building it. I think this was more of an atmosphere trailer, which I really liked.
Oh yeah, it was. It was.
You had this. Of course, you know me. I love my gadgets. In particular, I love when Iron Man has really cool armor ups that are handy and like kind of convenient for him. And I love the watch that turns into the armored glove. I love that so much.
And that's when Bucky's about to shoot him, right?
Yes. So
I thought that was actually probably the most striking part of the trailer.
So if I were to speculate without getting too speculative, because again, we don't want to talk about the movie.
Also, can they like be more obvious about the fact that War Machine's gonna die?
Okay, he's not. We know you saw the lineup. He's in the lineup, Tiki. He's not gonna die.
I don't know. The lineup could be before the shot where he's all fucked up.
I don't know. It's kind of a big event to have a lineup like that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, regardless.
I mean, it's like, oh, big heavy thing happens in Tony Stark's life that gets him pissed off at Captain America. I wonder what that could be.
Well, you gotta remember they have an uphill battle because here's the big kind of thing this movie has to meet up with from the comics is that Iron Man is the bad guy in that comic. You have to make the battle more even in terms of who you're rooting for.
You see, I kind of like that kind of bothers me a little bit. I want to see Iron Man fully embraced as a villain in this one movie.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I mean, you might get your wish.
Tony Stark's kind of a bastard.
Real? Well, I mean,
he is. He is kind of a bastard. Don't act like he's not kind of a bastard.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he wanted to be full. I mean, he was like full villain in the Civil War. I mean, he was just like kind of like he was just completely cold to people, like he turned on him like that. I mean, he was like Tony Stark without any of the charm in the comic.
Well, maybe if the Marvel Cinematic Universe had more character development, we could have gotten to that point.
That's what I'm saying. Regardless, I'm saying whatever happens in the adaptation of that, of course, it's going to be kind of a loose adaptation because, it's set around different events, and of course, no unmasking going on, but without making this Civil War videos, bottom line, they've marketed on such a likable Tony Stark, and I assume they're going to kind of make us invest in him more than the comic did, which would be a great benefit to regardless make us kind of root for Tony or root against Tony, but understand where he's coming from.
Okay.
Regardless, a lot of chaos going on. We got this really cool bit, one of the best bits in the trailer. He's wearing this watch that armors up his hand into like a glove, where he like quickly grabs the gun from Bucky. And my prediction is that Bucky's going to be from that Darth Vader shot, perhaps like controlled, and that's what's going to be kind of the big kind of a Nitro event from Civil War, where Bucky's going to do some terrible stuff under Hydra's command.
Right.
Point is, grabs the gun from Tony Stark, grabs the gun to flex it, but it's like right next to his face and. Gunshot. He's like, I love the shock on Tony Stark's face, like how close and how merciless this guy is. Because the Winter Soldier, the guy he was shot directly through Black Widow to kill a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that's how cool he is. You gotta respect the legend of the Winter Soldier there, and little bits like that, which is really awesome. We get this airport tarmac, the shot of like the Black Widow looking upon this airport tarmac and these explosions going on. It looks a really well composed shot, by the way. I'm saying it's neat looking, big spacious explosions. Looks really neat. Rhodey's unconscious. I'm not thinking dead, but
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not thinking dead, though. Anyway, we'll see who's right on that one. We get this fantastic shot of Cap waiting by the stairs in that great little face-off shot we saw of like him with the shield and Bucky right behind him aiming the gun at the door because they know what's coming. You gotta admit that's a cool shot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Iron Man comes to the door, and you think, okay, we've seen this before. And then he says, "You chose the wrong side." That's a cool line. And followed by a lineup shot of our heroes and a little bit of Ant-Man. There's to cool things up a little bit.
It's cool to see Ant-Man. It's cool to see Black Panther in costume with the rest of them.
And the Vision. He's always nice for a little additional Vision.
I don't know, man. I just I'm a little bit over these characters punching each other at this point. I just am.
Okay, when have they? Okay, aside from just all the trailers for this movie, when have you really seen them punch each other? Aside from the
Avengers movies.
Okay, aside from the bit in the Avengers when they do like the awesome kind of shield smash, they really fight in Age of Ultron.
I don't know, man.
They had one bit where they fought in each movie. One bit where they fought, and then it was it.
Okay, but I wish I could have more enthusiasm for it because I love Civil War as a storyline. At this point, I'm like way more into the Doctor Strange and the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of stuff that Marvel's doing now.
You're more of an obscure Marvel guy then.
Well, yeah, I'm more of kind of like a risk-taking Marvel. I'm just kind of sick of like the big poster boys of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so point is, I thought Civil War, at the very least, was kind of a good Super Bowl.
Like I said, it got me more excited for the movie than the teaser trailer did, but you saw my reaction to the teaser trailer. That's not saying too much.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. I feel like the asshole in the room.
I'm just saying, I have, again, Captain America, I have such a passion for that kid.
I know you do.
Because again, I just had like the reverence everyone else had for like, okay, Captain America, he's the comic book's forefather. We always have to like this guy. The movies come out, it's like, oh my god, I'm in love with this guy. He's my favorite Marvel hero now.
Right.
For the cinematic universe, it's like he used to be an Iron Man guy. I'd watch Cap, like, oh my god, his struggles are so impressive. But moving past that, I'll gush on that when Civil War actually comes around, I'm sure. But on to our next trailer.
Okay, this is for a trailer for a movie that has been very under my radar. Like, I've watched the trailer. It wasn't that I was unimpressed by it. I was just kind of like, okay, that's a movie that's coming out. Right on. I really love the way that the Super Bowl spot's put together for X-Men.
Oh, yeah, this one's coming out on my birthday, this movie.
Oh, nice.
Happy birthday to me. Get some X-Men news. Okay.
The one thing I feel like this movie has kind of an uphill battle with is Days of Future Past was such a climax to the X-Men storylines. You know what I mean? And I question if they can top it.
Well, essentially, Apocalypse is kind of the Thanos of the X-Men comics, so it's going to be kind of a big build. It's like kind of getting the taste of what Marvel has, basically what Marvel has to kind of measure their standard up to, because again, it's like for your big three characters of kind of your big powerhouse bad guys of the universe are Apocalypse, Thanos, and Darkseid, and of course they're going to kind of beat the other two to the punch, it seems. Well, then again, we'll see. Rumors and stuff, we'll see.
I love the song that they chose for this trailer. It's a Coldplay song. It's actually the first Coldplay song from the first Coldplay album.
Okay.
But of course, it's done in like that classic trailer, like, really sped down and creepy version.
We see some really cool shots. So we start with what looks like nuclear war. I mean, a bunch of warheads and like rockets launching, missiles launching, I should say. You get Xavier fighting Apocalypse, which gives that awesome kind of big, imposing Apocalypse shot.
That was a fucking cool shot. Yeah.
Let's just take a moment to acknowledge that Oscar Isaacs. I mean, people have been people have been like a little skittish on Apocalypse, saying, "Oh, it looks different," but then of course they gave him the lips, which again, that's all I want. I just wanted to see the lips that make him look perfect, and he looks absolutely perfect with the lips.
Here's the thing about Oscar Isaacs, though. He is so damn likable as Poe Dameron. That is he going to turn around and deliver a performance where we can just loathe him?
Well, you got to remember, the idea is that Apocalypse has to be he has to be able to manipulate people and get people to go to his side. So he has to have a charm factor of some kind in there. So I think it's going to play to Oscar Isaac's strength. Okay,
cool.
Like, it's going to be like a dark, perverted version of that. Of like, he's just like, oh my, I can't believe I'm rooting for like the guy. He's like,
well, actually, the dark, perverted version of that is basically his character in Ex Machina. So I've already kind of seen it.
Well, I mean, it's going to be kind of the guy, like kind of a godlike myth around him, though. It's going to be like the guy, like, I was the original mutant. You are all my followers. That sort of guy. Anyway, so again, really cool, imposing shot of Apocalypse fighting Charles Xavier. We have the world's being sucked into the sky, really intimidating stuff. It looks like we got a shot of a Cyclops, Jean, and Beast.
We have Mystique kind of in Katniss Everdeen mode of like, yeah, we have to unite them. We have to do this.
Yeah, let's go to war.
Right.
We got this awesome Cyclops car slice. Really cool looking.
I think that is the shot of the trailer that most people are raving about.
We see some Magneto Storm action going on.
Cool.
Quicksilver running in the hallway again. It's good to see him again.
That's a very good shot. I really hope they use Quicksilver more in this movie.
We got Angel, or I don't know if at this point in the trailer he's going to be Archangel or not. But
right.
One is Angel is fighting Nightcrawler, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got an optic blast, which is always nice for good measure. Magneto this Magneto unleashed shot of like him, just like we can tell that he's about to move so a lot of metal real fast. It's like things are getting really intense around him. Looks Michael Fassbender acting up a storm as he usually does.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, Apocalypse. Oh, of course, the last shot's really awesome. It's Apocalypse holding Mystique by the neck, saying, "Everything they built will fall." Again, the Apocalypse, they're really building kind of the legend of this guy around, which I'm really liking.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this.
Okay, but Apocalypse was this. I would say Civil Wars is kind of getting people into the football spirit of like that's the tonal trailer. This one was kind of the substance trailer, the X-Men Apocalypse.
I hear you.
Okay, speaking of substance and speaking of kind of rallying people up, let's get to our next one, which is kind of a blend of both.
Now, this movie's just been going bonkers at the reviews, man. I think you should be happy.
By the way, I should tell you, at some point after the movie, when we just kind of hit a lull of like, we're missing Deadpool, we want to talk about him for some reason, which I know down the line probably will happen. I'm gonna maybe construct a playlist of all the Deadpool marketing because I found out there's even more marketing that we weren't even aware of that's been going on. So we just got to talk about some of how crazy and awesome the marketing is.
I would be down for that
because I found out some really interesting facts about how vast Deadpool's marketing has been.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
Point is, let's talk about this marketing. So Deadpool is basically talking about the Super Bowl. He always wanted to be a professional athlete. See him lining up the shot and he's just like kicking a guy. Really fun. Because I wanted to have children in cities all over the world. We, of course, get a little glimpse at some Deadpool awesomeness where he's like kind of incoming, and he's throwing the katana to basically trip up one of our motorcyclists, which is really cool.
Mm.
And again, really, this is the genius of the Deadpool marketing campaign. How brilliantly that suit works.
They can cater to everyone. They can cater to every single demographic on the fucking planet, besides maybe small children.
But again, even small children want to see this movie.
I know, right?
That's the thing. I mean, again, you got to remember, kids that have seen Hulk versus Wolverine are going nuts for this movie.
I actually have a nephew who's like 10 years old, and he really wants to see it.
Yes, again, there are people
I wish I could take him to see it. I wish.
I told you, there are people that are trying to get petitions up to release the movie in addition to the rated R PG-13s.
I've actually heard about that. Yeah, apparently the woman from behind the trailers is behind that.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Believe me, I would be all for that because you give the movie more revenue. But as long as the R-rated version came out, you have options. That's fine. It's works for everyone. But I don't think it's going to happen this late in the game.
Sure.
Point is,
maybe Deadpool 2.
Oh, sure. But anyway, so my last thing here with this trailer is that one of the brilliance of the Deadpool marketing, just the Deadpool trailers and everything, is that with your character with like a full face mask, you can have Ryan Reynolds. And what they have done with all the trailers and all the TV spots is that he can dub different lines in.
Right.
And of course, in this case, it was like, "See you Friday, America." They keep using the "Did I leave the stove on" shot. It's like, "See you Friday, America." Like,
which I'm sure got you stoked. Like, oh, I sure will, Deadpool. I sure will.
Hey, I'm beating him to the punch. I'm seeing him Thursday.
I know. Me too. Okay.
Okay, so that's Deadpool, and it's kind of bridges into kind of our character kind of doing a commercial, which is kind of our superhero movie doing a commercial instead
Independence Day Resurgence.
Right. Before we get further, now let's talk about the last minute.
I don't have much to say about this. I'm honestly not really looking forward to the movie. I think this is just a well done spot for a Super Bowl because it's like, because you've got like the football game and the national anthem, and then the jets fly by, and then holy shit, there's a whole bunch of aliens. And it's like a cool money shot, and then you got Jeff Goldblum. It's cool. Like for a 30-second trailer on the Super Bowl, I think it kicks some ass. Yeah. And that's about it I have. All right.
Okay, now with the segue I had planned.
Yes.
So
yes.
We have our superhero not doing a trailer but doing more of a commercial saying, "Hey, see my movie." Let's bridge into that. Let's continue with superheroes doing a commercial of some variety. Let's start with kind of the other biggie of this year. I mean, if Deadpool wasn't this going to be kind of the game changer. By the way, I just want to mention this real quick. The marketing now has stolen my line. They're saying it's like all the critical praise is saying it's a game changer. It's like, yes, finally, they stole my line, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so probably the other big hyped movie this year is going to make a whole lot of money because it's going to be these two characters appearing on screen together for the first time ever on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman v Superman spots.
And these were really well done because they didn't show any bit of footage from the new movies at all. And that was kind of a problem that this movie was kind of running into, was that it was showing too much in the trailers.
And well, apparently Zack Snyder has said that he knows he hates those kind of spoilers. So none of the big plot twist
well, good, because they already gave away something pretty
I know
big.
that's the thing. So apparently I was shocked by it. It's like, that's not your big plot twist. He says, well, there's a lot more to come from that one. So he's like, okay, wow, I'm impressed by that.
So maybe that goes into our theory that the big spoiler kind of comes in the middle of the movie, but who knows?
Yeah, well, again, we'll see how that goes. Okay, regardless, on to this. So let me mention this to you, Tiki. There have been other trailer spots in kind of in the spirit of this, not as good as this, but where LexCorp is being kind of sold as like an actual company, like coming out with the iLex or something like that, like some sort of other Luthor Corp products.
Right.
And I'm just saying, like, this is kind of continuing that. And also, I know I won't tell you too much about it now because I have plans for this down the line for us. But there was a fan series that did an excellent kind of Lex Luthor running for president, because in the comics he ran for president, and they did exactly like this. And I suspect that the people that were behind that were somehow contracted to at least give them the idea for this, if not do this for them.
Okay.
I'm not saying they did this directly. I'm saying it's in the exact same spirit as the Luthor for President thing, which it looks exactly like their style for like a real life campaign sort of thing. In this case, a real life commercial for an airliner.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about them. So let's should we go with let's go the more hopeful route. Let's rise above the skies with an airline, Turkish Airlines, by the way, folks. Ride them.
Yeah. So the Superman one, it's like flying over the skies of Metropolis. See the history and heritage of Metropolis. We see a shot of the Daily Planet, and then
still bugs. I shouldn't say bugs. I'm just saying, like, seeing it unfold there is going to remind me. Yeah, there's still no globe yet.
yeah. And then we see what's the line for seeing the giant Superman statue? Like, we pay tribute to our heroes.
Well, first of all, I want to just address for both of these. The writing is excellent on these marketing ads right here, because again they have like little references to the comics, references to the old catchphrases and the old nicknames, and again they're really symbolic in many ways, and kind of good little hints and nods of what might be in the movie. And so the trailer says it's a Metropolis, a city reborn, rebuilt stronger than ever, and we see pays tribute to their heroes. We see the giant imposing Superman statue.
The creepiest fuck Superman statue.
And then Superman flying past the Museum of Modern Art, which is where in the trailers Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent have been talking to each other.
Yeah, I got that.
So they're having little nods and references to what we're going to see in the movie.
Right.
I think that's awesome.
Okay.
So let's see. So then LexCorp is finished.
When Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor came on screen, I was like, yes!
Speaking of old buildings, I'm pretty sure that's the location where Superman was fighting Zod when he was destroying Luthor's office.
I think you're right. Okay.
And I love it. The instant that's rebuilt, then Luthor has the press conference. The minute my building's rebuilt, then we'll have the press conference. Anyway, so the LexCorp has finished construction on all of Metropolis. Metropolis is now open for business again, as Jesse Eisenberg says.
Yay!
Again, same. Okay, moving forward. Then we have this great line again. It's a little nod to the Superman nickname. The city of tomorrow today.
Right.
Superman's like he was the man of tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm saying it's a little nice nod, and again, very symbolic of him kind of having an influence over Metropolis. And then we see Luthor. I love these shots. Crack me up, and I think they're really great. Seeing our billionaires again. They're oddly enough, it's like they start off as ads for an airline, but they're really just kind of promoting the city. That's what the ads really are about.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But still, it's like the billionaires, what they're doing is like the marketing for the companies of the billionaires are saying like, hey, listen, we got to promote interest in the city and the stuff we have our financial hands, and they show, hey guys, the city's fixed. Come see it. So we're gonna use like an airline. We're gonna convince them to do an ad for themselves, and it's basically at the end, it's like them giving like an eating grin to the camera, saying, "Hey, fly this airline." That's what this show's all been about. That's what this commercial's all been about. Luthor, they're all getting like their tiny little coffee cups, and they're having their drinks brought to them by a stewardess. Luthor has a stress ball, which I think is Luthor would have a stress ball.
He would.
Can't wait to welcome you.
Oh God. Oh God. It's
You do
great.
not
It's
want
great.
to. You do not want to pick a fight with this guy.
You do not want to pick a fight with this person.
Yeah. Wow, that is a stronger. Okay, moving on.
I love that line. I love that delivery. Okay.
The red capes are coming. The red capes are
The
coming.
red capes are coming.
Okay, I mean, on to this one was my favorite, as you can imagine.
I kind of like the Metropolis one a little bit more just because of Jesse Eisenberg, but I understand why you love this one.
There were so many reasons I love this one. Let me get into them. So this now, of course, we go to Metropolis. We can't just go to Metropolis. We got to go to Gotham too. So again, we've seen Metropolis and Man of Steel, so we kind of get a vibe of what the city looks like. But now we go to Gotham, uncharted territory. We haven't really been sure what Gotham's really going to look like, and get to see Gotham kind of at daytime, an unfamiliar time of day we see Gotham. But it's kind of like the sun starting to set too, which is really neat. So we see some great shots of Gotham. Looks really big, looks really spacious, looks really awesome. We get this great kind of gargoyle shot to start us off with. Oh my God, Batman's gonna be posing on that gargoyle, you know it. We see that Gotham is rebuilding too, so we are getting some story details in this, just implying some light story details that Gotham has also been rebuilding, something that the marketing has been kind of, we've been finding out at Comic-Con that they're kind of sister cities, so that's hence all the damage in there.
Right.
But Gotham is finished rebuilding too. I assume that's coming out of Bruce Wayne's pocket. I think the lines are a little better than the ones in the Superman ones here because I think they're just very clever. But then again, they're both good. We have the city that's risen above its past, and we see this nighttime shot of the construction crew and Bruce Wayne with the construction helmet walking behind him. Which is so cool. Again, just seeing that nighttime shot, seeing the city. But again, the city that's risen above its past. Saying that about Bruce Wayne. Oh my God, that's beautiful. We see
Bruce Wayne that might be coming out of retirement, perhaps.
Perhaps. But then again, that bat signal kind of raises some questions. If that's
that's true. That's true. Right.
That's the thing. And I do actually, I've heard a little bit of something.
That bat signal was like the most awesome thing about this spot.
I'm getting the sense that it's more, we're getting the weary Bruce Wayne from Dark Knight Returns, but maybe he hasn't retired, but it's like he's getting a sense that he should retire.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like a Batman that should retire, but he's hanging on to it though. Mm-hmm. And Superman might be the reason he's not retiring. But we'll get into that. Well, not now, but I don't know when. Point is, we see Ace Chemicals, which I was so happy with. Oh my God, Ace Chemicals! They're building all the locations.
Ace Chemicals, yeah.
And with Ace Chemicals, I'll tell you what I love about that. That it looks identical to the Ace Chemicals that's in the Arkham City, the Arkham Universe games.
Right.
It's like the city looks very Arkham City-esque at nighttime, and I really like that with the neon signs and the Ace Chemical plant. It looks very neat. So, and again, we might see the Ace Chemical plant Suicide Squad too. So
that would be cool.
Bear in mind. Okay, then we get this great again. I just love seeing Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne too. I just love him. He looks so cool with this really nice long jacket. Again, I love it. This can sound so silly. I love Affleck in long jackets since Dogma. It's gonna sound very silly. It's like Ben Affleck in a long, like a long overcoat of some kind.
Well, my friend, I will admit he does look very stylish in the long jacket.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, the point is, so Bruce Wayne just walking there. He's like in a really nice suit. He's walking around. I love how huge he looks. He looks like cut like the Greg Capullo Batman in the suit.
He does, yeah.
Again, what I love in like the Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne looks like a combination of the animated series Bruce Wayne in the vest, like we see him when he's running in the trailer.
Sure.
But at the same time, he's kind of meaty and kind of like he looks like he could be Batman, just walking around like the Great Capullo one. Point is, Bruce Wayne's walking around, he's looking awesome, and he's saying, restoring Gotham to its former glory. And again, I think the word choice of former glory is definitely implying, and something that I'm getting hints of for this movie, is that Batman. Bruce Wayne's always trying to restore Gotham to its former glory of before his parents died, obviously.
Right.
But also, it's that Batman now is becoming unhinged with some certain events. So it's like, he wants to kind of get back to the Gotham he remembers protecting, perhaps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That might be sure. The point is, it's always Bruce Wayne kind of trying to restore Gotham, which is something from the comics. He's always the restoration attempt of Gotham. Very nice. Gotham Opera House, which is definitely an iconic location from the comics, from the Hush story.
Sure.
The new Bowery, which is a hint at Penguin, perhaps.
Yeah, I caught that. Yeah.
The Bowery. Sorry.
It's a hard word to pronounce.
The Bowery is essentially, it's kind of like it's like, if not the same neighborhood, then it's right next to Crime Alley.
I believe that Bowery is my web design teacher's first name. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, but it's a big location in the Arkham games, especially Arkham City. It's kind of the high crime area. It's like, and also like the nightclub trendy spot at the same time. It's like right next, like down some city block. There's Park Row, which is Crime Alley. So it's like really close to Crime Alley, and it's where the Penguin runs a lot of his operations with the unsavory element, but also the trendy nightclub crowd.
So you would call it the shitty part of town?
It's like right next to that part of town. You know?
Okay.
It's like right, like if you turn the corner, you're gonna hit the really worst part of Gotham.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay, anyway, so Bowery Point, that's a big catch because that's again Iceberg Lounge perhaps and some other stuff.
Right.
We'll see. The point is Bowery is kind of the some interesting stuff might be happening there. Anyway, so the city that never stops, and again, city never stops, Batman never stops. I don't mean just to read into these things, but I think it's just really cleverly worded.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Bruce Wayne overlooking the city and the glorious looking shot. Looks very nice. And then, of course, you have this great line, discover why Gotham City is great again. Which, and again, that's what Bruce Wayne, that's what Batman's fighting for, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I mean, obviously, I get the sense kind of in universe, Bruce Wayne set up this whole commercial. It's kind of like a public service announcement about what Batman wants Gotham City to be.
Yeah, and real quick, I just want to mention, like, it's kind of building off the idea that Scott Snyder has set up in the comics. It's really brilliant that, Gotham is kind of like a New York City. Like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And pretty much, you wonder after a while, why would people stay in this horrible city where people are getting killed by clowns and everything? Why would they stay in this horrible city? The idea that Gotham has, like, all these, this great art, the Opera House and all these great locations, there's history to it. And
so it's kind of like San Francisco in that way. Oh dear.
But, yeah, again, it's the city that challenges you. If you can either rise up against it or become something else, that's why you stay in the city. And that's kind of what this little commercial is kind of hinting at. I like that.
San Francisco goes through like waves of being seedy, and I would say right now it is in a current state of being seedy.
It's like that deep down Gotham is actually a great city that's just been overrun and muddied by crime. And if you scrub past it and you look for the little glimmers there, it's a beautiful historical monument.
And that's the kind of ideology that Gotham, the show, gets at when it's at its best.
Absolutely. Of course, this one got me happy. We saw a little peek of the GCPD, which is making me really hopeful that Gordon's not dead.
I don't think we're going to see Gordon in Batman vs. Superman.
That's fine. I just don't want him to be dead.
Yeah. I think we'll see him in a solo Batman movie.
That's absolutely fine. I just do not want him to be dead.
I know you don't. Jason Todd can be dead.
Yes, I don't want to make like an offhanded line like Barbara Gordon's police commissioner. I do not want that.
Oh God, oh no. The worst thing to do would just be to kill him off screen in an offhanded way. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want him to just do the thing where it's like, I've lost so many people, Alfred. And then, of course, we see Jim Gordon's, just like his office, like former Gordon office. Here's what gives me hope, though. And again, this could just be for
There's like a picture of Batman and Gordon meeting at the diner.
I would love that, but that's not going to happen. But no, seriously, here's the thing, though. It's here's what gives me hope, but also could just be for the commercials, for the sake of just its commercial. The bat signal gets turned on police headquarters, which makes me hopeful that it's Gordon, which would just delight me just to think that it's him.
Very true, very true.
And again, in the trailer, he's like unsheathing the cloth on top of the bat signal, so we don't know. But
I did think that was an awesome thing to end on. Like, you might even get a glimpse of Gotham's own urban legend.
Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Then we have Bruce Wayne on a plane again. I love it. Huge. Seriously, look at how huge Ben Affleck is looking at this like little tiny.
I know. It's great.
Again, he is the Frank Miller size of a Batman. He's
fucking giant. Yeah.
He's big as the Dark Knight Returns Batman though. He is. Anyway, he's on a plane and he says, Basically, it's never been a better time to visit our great city.
Oh dear.
Again, think about how clever that is to give Bruce Wayne saying it's never been a great time to visit our great city, saying that he's inviting people to come, and of course he's not going to be happy that Superman's going to be stopping by.
Yeah, it's great.
Him inviting him.
Overall, I thought this was like super clever marketing on there, and it gets me more excited for the movie in general.
Absolutely. Okay. Speaking of clever marketing.
Well, I don't know. I think this is a bit of marketing that is very, very fun, but I think it might get people confused.
Yeah, because, they took out the big powerhouses for Civil War. It might kind of mislead people.
Okay, well, it's, we're of course talking about the commercial where Ant-Man steals a mini Coke from the Incredible Hulk, and an epic chase ensues from
I don't know how much money Coke invested in Civil War. I have no idea how much money they invested to get Marvel to do this. But I applaud them, though. I applaud them for how convincing and how awesome an experience this was to have. Like,
it feels like literally like a sneak preview of how the Hulk and Ant-Man will interact in a future Avengers movie.
Here's what I thought. I assumed it was going to be, okay, Bruce Banner stand-in's coming. Okay, let me set up and just kind of walk people. There's a Bruce Banner's lab, which I thought was an instant, like, oh man, that's awesome. And Ant-Man stealing his mini Coke, which I think is hilarious. That son's Scott Lang would do. He's still a thief at heart. He's just stealing a mini Coke, though. So
right.
And we have like what looks like potentially a Bruce Banner stand-in, but I would be amazed if they said that's Mark Ruffalo. But yeah, then again, it's
I would love if it was actually Mark Ruffalo,
because he looked very similar to him. But then again, it's a Clad Glass. And why have Clad Glass if you have Mark Ruffalo?
Exactly.
Point is, the way I thought it was going to go is, okay, Clad Glass, and then of course, hey, I borrowed one of your drinks, and you hear like a little Hulk shriek, and then maybe, if anything, you get feet, or you hear like an off-screen Hulk like confront in a shadow. That's what I was expecting.
Oh no, it went way beyond that.
Okay, but you see what my expectation. You can imagine my shock and my excitement when I saw this. So I don't know if they just reused footage to get away with this marketing wise, or if Coca-Cola is just rolling in the dough to give them money for this. Basically, so Ant-Man, he jumps at the window. Hey, Bruce, I just borrowed one of your mini Cokes. Hope that's okay. Bye. And then crashing through the building, because Bruce Banner is not crazy about sharing his mini Coke. He crashes.
I love how it's a mini Coke and not a regular Coke. That's so perfect for the Hulk.
Yeah, then again, I love just the size. The biggest Marvel character versus the smallest Marvel.
Of course.
He jumps through a building and he's pursuing Ant-Man again, visually dazzling. Like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it.
You see like the little can of Coke like moving on its own, and then you get a zoom in on Ant-Man carrying it.
Wow, a little detail. They didn't skimp on the details. When Ant-Man jumped onto the street, you saw the street divot because he still has the weight of a full-size Ant-Man. Very clever. Anyway, so then the Hulk's pursuing him. He's down an alley. Again, there's only one. I know there's only one, but there's only one kind of suspension of disbelief in this. I use that guardedly. Bear in mind, but the fact that he's doing all these stunts with the Coke, like he's rolling it like as a log or something. And then
I like that. I thought that was cool.
No, it's cool. It's cool, but I wonder, like, how is that Coke not shaken up?
Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, when he opens it, there is a lot of fizz. So
yeah, it's a mini Coke, so I'll get it. I don't know what the mini Coke offers to the new Coca-Cola user. I don't know what new features it has. So maybe it's like an anti-fizz thing. No, it's probably not. But it's a suspension of disbelief. It's a giant green man, a red man that shrinks. That's awesome. Okay, point is, so Hulk pursues him, and
we're in a city in the sky, and I'm shooting arrows. I have no idea what's going on right now.
And when you're confronted by the Hulk, you're not gonna try to still get the Coke. You're gonna hand it over, and he hands it over. Okay, fine, take it. And then the Hulk's trying to do it, and poor Hulk, he suffers from Shrek sausage finger syndrome, where he cannot open the Coke. Because basically his finger is the size of like three full-size cans of Coke,
which makes sense, yeah.
So he can't like undo the little tab thingy. So then Ant-Man helps him out. Aw, let me help you out, buddy. He jumps up on the can, he flips it open, and Ant-Man gets a little kind of a Mean Joe it's literally Mean Joe Green in many ways. He gets a Mean Joe Green Coke and a smile moment where he absorbs like a little bit takes a little droplet of the fizz, and he opens the mouth up a little bit, which I hope that's actually a feature of the Ant-Man costume, that he can do that, because I think that'd be cool. And what's so great about that is that it's like an actual ant eating the little beads of water.
Right.
If you can do that, that'd be so cool if they worked that in somehow. Point is, drinks a little bit of that, then Hulk's drinking as he's like holding tiny little mini Coke in his giant hands. Ant-Man's on some, man, you have the greenest eyes.
Oh man, just perfect. I'd say that was one of the best Super Bowl commercials of the day.
Yeah, some people think it's cheesy. I say, come on, you have to.
Nah, get out of here.
You have to applaud. You have to applaud the awesomeness and just like the experience of that one. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of awesome, we go to Ryanville.
Yes, so again, I love that. Unfortunately, I still, up to this point, I have not found that taco truck that has been mentioned. I'm hopeful that it exists, though. Him giving out that shot of Deadpool giving out tacos from a food truck. I want to see that a picture.
If it doesn't exist, then blame Collider Video for putting it in my head.
I will. I'm going to assume that happened, but no one took photographs. Foolish people weren't taking pictures of it if that's the case. Regardless, I love the idea that the fact that Ryan Reynolds and T.J. Miller stopped by the Super Bowl for hopefully for that reason, in addition to doing some interviews and stuff. But they both had commercials, and like Deadpool and Weasel both had commercials.
Yeah, it was a very Deadpool-centric Super Bowl, I think, with Ryan Reynolds and T.J. Miller. But
by the way, they were asked a really funny question I want to address real quick while they're both doing interviews. They mentioned that they were asked, like, which team are you rooting for? And like, which team would your characters root for? And Deadpool's rooting for the Panthers, and Weasel's betting on both teams with other people's money. Okay, so we get Ryanville. Ryanville is just it's a short thing. It's hilarious that so in contrast with Deadpool's actual appearance that Ryan Reynolds is the.
That's what cracked me up about it.
As we know, Ryan Reynolds, he was voted People Magazine's sexiest man of the year one year.
I'm sure he was at least.
I mean, he was. I'm just trying to make sure I get the title. It is like sexiest man of the year. That's what it's called. Right?
Sexiest man alive, I believe.
Oh, alive. Okay.
Yes, alive.
Well, they really no modesty for the People Magazine.
No.
Also, remember that, folks.
It's a tabloid magazine. What do you expect? I mean, I'm sure Uncle Deadly loves it. For
the Deadpool fans out there, and for you, Tiki, pay attention. There might be a hilarious People's Magazine reference in the Deadpool film.
All right.
I can't confirm that, but there may be a hilarious gag involving People Magazine. Regardless, moving on.
I'll look out for it.
Okay, so Ryan Reynolds, again, the gorgeous Canadian man that he is. He's fantasized by these two women that are driving through, and basically they're looking everywhere, and they're in Ryanville. They're taking a little detour through Ryanville, and they're looking. Every man in this neighborhood, in this little suburban community, is Ryan Reynolds, and it's
yes.
And so my favorite ones, my favorite one is Ryan Reynolds pulling Ryan Reynolds over, giving him a ticket.
Yeah, that was great.
Come on, you can't let me off with a warning. Oh yeah, here's a warning. Yeah, he just gives him the ticket. I've warned you. You've just gotten the ticket. And he's playing football with himself. He's a construction worker. He's like in front of these women. Or it's like, you hear like the "What a man, what a man, what a man" song, which is funny. Again, I would love it if this commercial ran through the Deadpool movie. It's not, but it'd be hilarious.
That would be a great warm up to the Deadpool movie. Yeah,
I'll tell you, it would be great though if this actually played like when they run the commercials before the movie starts. They have to play this commercial.
Or what if they just work this commercial in as like something that Wade Wilson did on the side before he got cancer, and so now he like looks back on this commercial. It's like, son of a bitch, I was actually hot once.
No. But it'd be kind of great if we saw Deadpool's DVD shelf and we have all Ryan Reynolds movies on the DVD shelf.
Yes. I've heard there's a lot of Ryan Reynolds meta jokes in the movie.
Of course, because remember, Tiki, that's the fun fact that Ryan Reynolds became a fan of the character because he was referenced in a Deadpool comic. From that point forward, that's what connected him to.
That's right. He was referenced.
In the early issue of Cable and Deadpool where he pulled off his mask. Hey, if you look like Ryan Reynolds mixed with a Shar-Pei, you'd be mad too.
Oh God.
That's the line that made him a fan of the comics from that point forward. Anyway, so again, these hilarious things, walking his dogs, and just waving to the ladies. And point is, it's Ryanville, USA. It's just hilarious. I would like to visit that town after Deadpool.
I'm sure you would.
Yep. Okay, so next, speaking of our other Deadpool star, hilarious.
Oh God, this was great.
This was so clever. We're going to be talking about the extended version, folks.
Yes.
We have unfiltered talk with TJ.
I wish I had some of this written down. Do you?
I have a few lines of the funniest ones. I mean, there were a lot of lines in the extended version, folks. But
there were a lot of lines to keep track of. I could have done notes on it, but it would have taken me like 20 minutes to do.
I do have the primary trailer lines in case people haven't seen. So I get the primary lines. The point is so by the way, this combatant for TJ Miller is Shock Top.
Yes.
So remember, folks, Shock Top.
The orange with the sunglasses.
The sassy orange.
Oh,
that
God.
will insult you. So basically, TJ Miller is getting into kind of a verbal jousting match with the sassy little Shock Top orange sunglasses guy. He's like the handle on top of like the beer thing, important. And he was getting into like an insulting battle with this guy, which, as you see, again, I love they're both playing on the Deadpool movie, by the way, hilariously. One on the good looks of Ryan Reynolds, The not so good looks of Deadpool. In this case, the insulting descriptions of what Deadpool looks like, both Deadpool appearance based.
Right, right.
So TJ Miller's getting into a repartee with this little orange topper thing, and he's saying, "Well, you look like a Civil War general." Yeah, TJ Miller's kind of firing back at him with like, "Oh, yeah, I either accept that or like, oh, he's firing back."
Well,
at him.
the joke was you look like an unemployed Civil War general, and he's like, "Well, there's not much work for Civil War generals right now."
Again, I love TJ Miller's a gem. He really is. And of course, we have your sunglasses move when you talk. It's really creepy.
That was the funniest bit of the whole thing, I think.
We have
yeah, it's cool. It's freaky.
I'll tell you what the funniest. Here's why my vote for the funniest lines. Only in the extended version, by the way. My favorite for the funniest. Does fresh squeeze orange? Sorry, I'm butchering the beginning of that. Is fresh squeeze orange juice murder? Do you consider fresh squeeze orange juice murder?
Oh God.
That to me, that cracks me up. Do you consider? It's just genuinely asking. Like, does is fresh squeeze orange juice considered murder? Okay, let's see. You look like a citrus snowboard instructor.
That was good. That was good.
You look like an out-of-work magician. Hey, it's a hobby. Only TJ.
I like how my favorite part of TJ Miller is just kind of how he takes all the insults and it's like he kind of just owns them. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's right. What of it?
Yeah. No, magicians are cool after all. I mean,
yeah,
Bixby would attest to that.
Oh God.
He would. Okay, let's see. So then, I know your mother was an orange, but was your father medicinal marijuana?
Right.
Let's see. Then, of course, the last one was probably the best burn. Of course, the one they both kind of toast each other to afterwards. I got a movie idea. What? Saying, a loser walks into a bar, and the movie is called Right Now.
Ooh, touche.
Or should I say touche?
Or is it touche?
Very funny. Very
TJ Miller, just a class act all around.
Again, even after the Deadpool movie comes out, I just want constant, just random Deadpool Weasel teaser, the trailers and ads and stuff.
Just never stop. Just never stop.
Just like, here's what I'm saying. Just build to like fill in the gaps between now and until Deadpool 2 comes out. Just do that. It was a little commercial.
TJ Miller and Ryan Reynolds just need to get into a room and record just like 5 hours of Deadpool and Weasel going back and forth with each other.
A part of me
then gradually just release that over forever.
A part of me really wants is extremely excited to hear wants a Deadpool commentary in character.
Oh my God! Yes, that needs to happen.
At the same time, a part of me is terrified of what that might sound like. So I'm a little mixed on that because it could be hilarious, but at the same time, it can be a little too much to handle.
I think with Ryan Reynolds, would know how to do it. I think he would nail that.
You gotta remember, in his DNA, he is Deadpool. I mean, very much so. What he does in regular life constitutes Deadpool-esque things. Mm. Okay, moving on. So, is there a next one?
Okay, our next one would be the Pokemon one. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is AKA the commercial that makes us feel old because Pokemon is 20 fucking years old. How the hell did that happen? My God.
Well, Toy Story turned 20.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me, BlueDragonFive. I'm old.
I'm thinking of the SpongeBob gag now. You're old. Sorry. Obscure Mr. Krabs reference. Moving on. So
this was basically like the gist of it was kind of like how Pokemon inspires people around the world.
This was a beautiful commercial and tribute for the 20 years. I got to do. And I love that it didn't overstay. It didn't like kind of bombastically say, "Hey, everyone's got a Pokemon." Yeah.
No, it didn't. As a matter of fact, it showed very little Pokemon at least until the very end.
It earned it. Like I love how it communicated. Again, amazingly so. I mean, not T.J. Miller, but the other Miller, Tim Miller.
I want to see T.J. Miller as James in a Pokemon movie now.
Okay, no, but oh my God, that'd be oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
Well, my dream casting for James for a long time was Justin Long, but now I think I want to see T.J.
I don't know though. I think Justin Long would actually be the accurate casting on that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Justin Long, like, if you want to get more accurate, yeah.
I'll say this for you, though. Justin Long would be the actual one, but TJ might be the Saturday Night Live one.
And then Emma Stone, I've always pictured as Jessie.
Oh yeah, it would work.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's some good casting. Regardless,
Thank you. Gary Oldman is Professor Oak.
well, you know I love that because I have a Gary Oldman belovedness.
Of course, of course.
Okay, regardless, back to this. Before we cast someone as Meowth.
Well, I just use the original voice actor.
Right. Okay, I'm trying to think where we were. Oh yeah, right. I mean, I love that. It's kind of something that Tim Miller would have plugged. Because Tim Miller, in addition to doing the Deadpool thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. One quick thing. One quick thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Donnie Basco is Brock.
I don't know. Do you mean
No.
Dante Bosco?
Yeah, Dante Bosco. Yeah, the Avatar guy.
I mean, he's good, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
I just think he looks like Brock. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's the thing. I don't know. It brought us a little deeper in the voice. I don't know.
All right. I'm sorry.
Back to this. What I was saying is that kind of in the
Yes.
spirit of like Tim Miller, which again, Tim Miller, he did this fantastic, and Kevin Smith has talked about this, and this is why Tim Miller has contacted Kevin Smith, by the way. He did the amazing kind of Batman origin story within the Arkham Origins trailer, which is like completely CG and it looked beautiful, looked very representative of what Batman was. That's what this teaser reminded me of. This trailer. So darn it. That's what this ad reminded me of, and basically, it's kind of course, that little visual demonstrations was also led to the Deadpool test footage, which of course, guys. I'm sorry if I keep mentioning Deadpool too much. It's coming closer, folks. It's very close.
It's cool because, like I said, I think even in the trailers and commercials that weren't Deadpool, we got a Deadpool vibe from it.
But regardless, with this, what I'm getting at is like within the spirit of that Batman Arkham Origins things, that you do have the kind of like an ultimate kind of representation of what the thing was all about. In this case, Represent 20 is like it's all about the message of the Pokemon, of like, you know, what it means you can do this. If you work hard enough to your goal, you can invest yourself in this, you can achieve great things. And the message to the old crowd, like us, to the old crowd, is that you remember watching the scene, you remember that feeling in your gut of like you want to be in this kid's shoes, like going on this adventure and going with friends, and like you're just like meeting all these new creatures and all the things you do, going to like a tournament of Pokemon, like all these vast things you could accomplish. You get that feeling in your gut of like, I want to do something close to that feeling. I can accomplish anything, and they embodied that in this commercial, which I was very impressed by. Like this, it really holds up in the rewatch too. It kind of sinks in of like, oh my god, I remember this feeling.
No, I totally remember the feeling. Yeah.
And of course, like the chess match.
I remember the feeling of Pokemon cards basically being the equivalent to like drugs in elementary school.
For me, I could never get into the cards. I was in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I could never get into the Pokemon cards.
Oh, I could never get into Yu-Gi-Oh to save.
But here's the exchange though. It was like I eventually dropped off of the Pokemon because it got too complicated for me.
I think after like the 400th Pokemon that was introduced, I was like, okay, this is
like for me. I mean, I dropped off after Tracy was introduced, the artist.
I like Tracy.
It wasn't bad. I'm saying I dropped off after that point though, because then it started to get a little too big. Not that he was bad or anything. Okay, regardless, the point is like, you know, that was the animated series for Pokemon. That's what really got me into it. Okay, anyway, so back to this. So, we got some really cool bits. Like, for me, my personal favorite was the chess match with the guy achieving great stuff in the chess match.
Oh, yeah.
If we build to this ultimate thing, or we get a little nostalgia. I love that they didn't use, like, all the notable Pokemon. They used just kind of the not obscure, but, like, kind of the ones where you have to watch the show to know who these guys are. Like, the Gyarados.
Gyarados, yeah.
We got Gyarados. We got remind me what the magnet ones were.
Magnemite. Magneton. I think it was Magneton.
Yeah, right. You're right. It was Magneton. I got it. It's all flowing back to me, folks. He just needs to cue me. We had Charizard. We got this great kind of matchup of.
Well, Charizard is a fan favorite, but
of course. I mean, aside from Charizard, they're all kind of like not obscure, but like kind of you'd have to watch the show to know.
And then I love the Pikachu on the couch. Like to me, that was almost kind of like ooh, I kind of want a live-action Pokemon movie.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've ever told you about this. There is actually someone did an excellent kind of fan creation of a live-action gritty Pokemon.
BlueDragonFive, it's happening. Whether or not it's going to be any good or not is another story, but it's fucking happening.
Do you actually mean it's happening, or do you mean
no? I mean just like it will happen. It's got to happen.
Seriously, you should watch it. It's like there's like Team Rocket has guns, and there's the CG Pokemon, like Pokemon fights, like back alley fights. It's really interesting. Seriously, you should check it out. The Pokemon, I think it's a Pokélips now. It's called a Pokélips now.
Okay.
Anyway, so encourage all you folks out there to check it out too. It's worth a watch. It's interesting. Okay, anyway, so And of course, the line, as the father says to his son, how beautiful can you get from this point, folks? As the father says to his son, you can do it. You can do that. And then, of course, the last, in writing, train on Pokemon 20 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. Making all those kids that grew up with Pokemon feel old.
I don't know about you. I feel as young as I feel when I see something like that. I don't feel old. I feel like young as a schoolboy.
You feel young. Okay, well, that makes one of us. Good for you. I literally have, like, I don't know, like arthritis, like pain in my knees right now, and it kind of terrifies me, but that's a different story.
Well, you know what you need to do to feel young? You need to basically get a whole bunch of balloons, tie them to the roof of your house, fly, and just find a nice location to explore with a young boy.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Who hit onto your porch, but not really.
Okay, so let's move on to the most controversial commercial of the night.
Yes.
Oh, dear. Glenn Beck, I heard. My dad was saying Glenn Beck had a lot of things to say about this one. Oh, God.
Is it really that controversial?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I mean, look, it's creepy, but I don't know if it's controversial.
It's creepy because it's controversial because of the whole like abortion, anti-abortion debate.
Okay, well let's get into.
I know. Let's not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, I mean, let's describe what it is first. So what happened?
Okay, well, you haven't seen this, right?
I've seen it. I've seen this one. I just didn't see. I saw this one.
Oh, okay. You just didn't see the dog one. Okay, we both didn't really see the dog one, so we'll just talk about this one. So it starts out with a woman getting an ultrasound. You know, we see the image of the baby on the ultrasound, and then the husband has brought a little something extra. He brought some Doritos.
Yeah, eating some Doritos.
Can you believe this? He brought Doritos to an ultrasound. This is what I have to deal with.
And she slaps one of the, you see the baby in the ultrasound is going nuts when the husband's like getting the delight out of it. He's like holding it closer and the baby's like, give me. And then the wife just like slaps it out of his hand across the room, and then it's like really creepy and really unsettling.
Oh God, it's so unnerving.
At first you see, let me just walk people through how creepy it is. First of all, the kid's freaking out inside, like, where is it? And then in trying to get it, he or she, we don't know, the baby in question on TV, he goes after it. He pursues the Dorito in question, and he let's just say he takes the flume ride out. It would seem he takes the flume ride out, and he's just like crawling creepily. He's crawling outside the screen, essentially, not the screen of the ultrasound. Basically, it's like you can see him like crawling out of the opening in his little womb there, and we hear screaming and we hear people freaking out. We see like the father like freaking out, the doctor freaking out. They're all freaking out. But what's going on? Because to get that Dorito, of course, the baby would have to crawl out.
Oh dear.
Which, thankfully, thank God they did not show it. Thank God.
No, they did not show the baby. Thank God.
Now let me say this though. I mean, it's creepy as all get out. I will give you that. But I don't really get how it's controversial. I mean,
it's just controversial because of the whole abortion thing.
How is it in any way relate to abortion?
Look, I know. I'm not the one who's saying it. Glenn Beck and other fucking crazy conservatives are saying it.
At least to me, it seems like kind of the, again, creepy or not, it's kind of the ultimate Doritos commercial. Like, man, people love the product that much.
It's kind of the ultimate, like.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, love it or not, I mean, like, creepy or not, it's impressive, like, how much they're really hyping that product up.
It's the only reason it's controversial is because of the whole Planned Parenthood thing.
Look, the only thing that even gives a minimal hint, I'm addressing the people. I'm not addressing you, Tim. I'm addressing the people out there.
I know.
People out there, listen to this. So, I mean, if anyone's, like, attaining from the little detail, like, she's unhappy with him and said, this is serious. I mean, you know, just because she's saying this is serious, it doesn't mean it's like, this is serious because we have to make a life decision. It's serious because, you know, we're at an ultrasound. Stop eating Doritos. It's right, a radical moment of our life.
It's unprofessional.
Hey, what's wrong with you? That's what it's about, folks. Don't read into it.
I mean, can you imagine, like, a serious hospital situation where a husband just straight up is eating Doritos during an ultrasound?
Can you imagine? Here's what people are saying. They're saying that, oh yes, because he's eating Doritos while she's being given the bad news. Like, that's just inhuman. You don't want to see that. No one in their right minds would put that for a commercial. Maybe Deadpool, but no one in their right minds would do that.
Maybe Deadpool.
I'll remind you, one of Deadpool's first appearances was him in the marketing was him in full costume holding a baby that was just born in his one of his hands.
Oh God. Oh
So he
no.
got away with it.
Okay.
Okay. So, creepy, very frightening Dorito commercial side.
Well, let's move on to something that's also kind of disturbing in its own way.
Well, oh, right, yeah. This
Willem Dafoe in a Marilyn Monroe dress.
Okay, so we have the very clever at times Snickers thing, where they get kind of some great celebrities, and they kind of manage to put them in really odd situations where they are hungry, and in their hunger they turn to someone else. And you're not yourself when you're hungry. And they need a
And
Snickers.
apparently, Marilyn Monroe turns into a very cantankerous Willem Dafoe.
And this, I love this. I love.
Hey, I don't think this is gonna work. You're blowing air up my skirt.
This
This is
love.
stupid.
Okay, this is a disaster. I'm just trying to see if I can replicate Willem Dafoe on any little level. This is a disaster. A girl in heels in a subway. Great. Who thought of this?
I want to say that was an actual quote from Marilyn Monroe. I want to say so.
Maybe.
I'd be happy if it was.
Then the director says, "Oh, okay, you're not yourself. You're a little hungry." Gives her a Snickers. Gives Defoe. I love most, by the way. I love that Defoe. He committed so much. He's wearing the earrings and.
Oh, of course he is. Of course he is.
I love that I love the little detail. He's wearing the earrings and he's committing. And props to Willem Dafoe. What a great actor. Despite again the media's kind of tearing him a new one over the knobby knees, saying, "Oh, Willem Dafoe got so old, he's got knobby knees." Which
I don't care.
Again, don't be mean to Willem Dafoe, folks. He's
awesome.
He's an excellent actor. Anyway, so after Dafoe gets his Snickers on, he turns into Marilyn Monroe. Much better. This came out of nowhere, but I appreciate it. Eugene Levy, he's like on the set saying, "Oh, this will never catch on. This will never work. Never make it into the movie."
So yeah, I mean, I think it just kind of speaks for itself. Just cantankerous Willem Dafoe as Marilyn Monroe. Oh God!
Part of me would just love to see that like an aftershave bottle. Get some cantankerous Willem Dafoe.
Okay, so let's move on to the Prius one.
Yes, I was very impressed by this commercial.
I just really like the production values of it for sure.
I'm gonna make kind of a bold statement. I wouldn't mind seeing a movie based on this somewhat.
Oh come on! Oh jeez.
No, I say that I don't mean actually. I'm just saying that I'm so impressed by this. A part of me wants to see. I know it would be a horrible idea. They would never get any mileage out of it. No pun intended. But
well, they might get some mileage out of it.
Okay, anyway, so let's go on here. So basically in this Prius, I love about this commercial, it makes the Prius cool. And I haven't seen that happen since the other guys, and Will Ferrell had this awesome car chase in a Prius. And it was a red Prius too, which is even more impressive.
Nice.
Regardless, so the Prius here, we have some bank robbers, and they're wearing pink and red ski mask. A little Red Hood inspired, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but our bank robbers, you can tell they're kind of greenhorns at this, again, with the multicolored mask. Their getaway car gets towed. And again, here's what I love about it. Here's why I could say I could possibly see a movie of somebody like loosely based on this concept. Because they remind me a lot of the Flashback guys. See, the Flashback guys, they were kind of mundane, kind of your everyday criminals.
Right.
They were like, they had PTA meetings. They had ulcers. They were just like, your average. They're schmucks in costumes essentially. And here it's like these guys have no idea what they're doing. Their getaway car got towed from the beginning. They wore these multicolored ski masks. You think, okay, these guys are screwed. They got the money. Now they're gonna get caught by the cops. Very kind of Flash's Rogue style. But then hilariously, they take one of the bags of cash. They go to a car lot. They drop one off, a little thank you note there. The thank you note cracked me up, and this is why I'm just loving these guys. They left a giant sack of cash. They took a Prius. And then they're driving away, and they're being pursued by the cops. And it's basically this whole, again, as I mentioned, this whole commercial makes the Prius cool, and an awesome car chase, really well shot, really well choreographed, as you mentioned. Basically, I mean, I love these thieves. These were some awesome. These were kind of Scott Lang style thieves, not as good as those guys. I'm saying they're kind of in the same vein of like, thieves you can root for.
My favorite part of this commercial was how there was this massive viral marketing thing that was popping up around these guys as the chase was going on.
Yes, it's like kind of more. It's more hyped up than the O.J. Simpson car chase.
Right. Like, let's see. I love the little kid who's like opening the Christmas present, like Prius.
Well, yeah, and then with that, I love they pull off this awesome turn, very cool looking turn, just kind of evades the guys. Basically, saying the Prius is actually a very strategic car. It's got a lot of gas mileage. It's very fast, very dexterous. It's a very impressive car. Again, that's what you want to do with it, because even the Prius, out of all the cars, is the most put down, most sad thing you can drive. But they made it cool here, which is very impressive.
No, it makes sense. If you want to fucking rob a bank or some such bullshit, use a Prius.
Man, look on the bright side here. If thieves did try this, they'd be easy to spot now.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, so then we get this awesome card. Just again, the media is going nuts where people are rooting for him. Saying go, 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 and then they've gone so long because the Prius is so fuel efficient. They've gone for days, if not a whole night, and people just go.
I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration on Prius's gas mileage.
But again, it's such a fun exaggeration though. To the point where the cops are just kind of dead tired in their cars, sleeping, just want to stay for the car, and our guys just realize this. Oh god! And they just they shush, they quiet themselves, and they sneak by, sneak around the sleeping cops. And again, I tell you, the reason I say this could be a movie is because I've always wanted to see the Flash villains get like a TV series or something where it's just them and their mundane lives. But this is kind of the closest. This is really close to that kind of idea. And I wouldn't mind seeing like a film developed around that kind of premise of these inept criminals getting very lucky.
Yeah, okay.
Point is, I thought this trailer was this commercial was awesome.
They're all fucking trailers.
Again, the trailer for the Prius the Thief movie.
Oh,
the great. Oh, here's what they call it: the Great Prius Heist.
Okay, BlueDragonFive, you know what I'm gonna do? Just because this last commercial is so fucking good, I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit and do a screen share. I won't do any audio, but we need to see this, and we need to actually see this.
Okay.
So.
Well, make sure you mute it just to be safe.
I'll actually like mute the video too. Yeah.
Well.
Mute. Okay, there we go. All right, so you're ready to talk about this little bit of awesomeness?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Oops.
So it's for the Kia, as you can see.
Yes, as you can see. I apologize. Hold on. Replay.
Oh, 107 Spider-Man facts.
Okay, so this guy's debating about what socks to wear, right?
And his wife tells him to go into the walk-in closet.
I didn't get that until the second time I watched it, but when I got, I was like, oh, walk-in closet.
Now you can look at this guy. You can tell he has a mad love of beige, much like early Walter White from Breaking Bad. Love of beige.
So this guy goes into the walk-in closet.
And who is there waiting for him? But
what's that he has in his hand? Like a fucking it's a sock, right?
Yeah, remember it's a rolled up pair of beige socks.
Oh,
yeah, for the demonstrational later on.
Oh god.
So
this Vulcan is just absolutely eating up the screen as he always does.
Yeah, Walken's king now. Literally, he's a king in that movie that's coming up soon. So he's just he's rolling high with everyone right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So anyway, so our beloved Walken here is confronting this gentleman.
I wish I could play the audio.
I know you wish you could play it. Walk the folks through. Walk in the folks through some stuff.
Yeah. So he's just, what's he say? He's like, there are two types of people in this world. People who wear boring beige socks throughout their whole life.
Okay, wait a second. Wait, hold on. That's your Walken. That sounds like you're Tommy Wiseau. Give me some Walken, man.
Fine. You know, there are some people who go through life wearing just beige socks. I think that's just boring. Like, you can at least do black socks, like Dylan from Bates Motel.
And that bit now does not work.
I know it doesn't work because I don't have the camera on. I literally took off my black sock and everything, and I was like, "Oh, no camera."
Oh, but let me mention this though. I love how raspy Walken's gotten nowadays. It sounds so intimidating when he says there are two types of men. It kind of reminds me of from the Catch Me If You Can movie, like two mice fell in a bucket of cream.
Oh god.
There are two men. in this world. It's like almost, it's going to sound like a weird pull, but it's kind of like Kingpin's Good Samaritan speech for Christopher Walken, but with socks. It's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Men, in this,
Okay.
two type of men, depending on their socks.
He just
This
holds up the
sock,
fist.
basically, with the one on his right hand there, that's the socks with pizzazz.
Yes.
Those are his
Yes.
pizzazz socks. And that's very cool. I would imagine Christopher Walken would favor that kind of sock.
It is a very colorful sock.
And kudos to him. That's actually really that's a really pleasant looking sock, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nowhere near comparable to Dylan's black socks, but
No,
it
of course
is a
not.
very.
Dylan's black socks are like the king of socks.
Yeah, Dylan's just got like he stockpiled the black socks.
He's just got like a whole fucking closet like stockpiled.
And you see next season when Chick Hogan comes a knocking, he's gonna fill those black socks with bars of soap and strike him.
Oh god. Okay. Okay.
You want my marijuana?
So what's Christopher Walken do there when he makes that gesture to eat the sock?
Do you want to be devoured, Richard?
Oh god.
You want to be devoured, Richard? Do you?
So
No.
obviously just Christopher Walken being his good old melodramatic self.
Basically, he's giving a dramatic yet very unnerving, out of nowhere performance from the Wedding Crashers here to this man, just kind of sitting ominously in front of a person, just kind of randomly giving.
And look at that guy's face. He's just like, what is going on?
I would imagine Walken was just said, okay, Mr. Walken, here's what we need you to do. You're going to sit down on this chair and just, it's like hype up the thing, just hype up the Kia, but we're going to see him. Bill just, riff a little bit, and then let's do whatever you want to do. And he
just pulls out the socks and just starts going with that.
See, I'll bet you what happened. I'm being facetious when I say this, by the way, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm saying they had a plan for this commercial. It was like, okay, guy goes in the walk-in closet. That's the gag. Oh, Walken's in there, and it's like that's the reason he got in there to look for socks. And I think Walken just came up with the whole sock thing on his own. It's like, yes, I have socks.
Well, guys, the setup of this joke is socks, so let's run with it.
But Mr. Walken, it's about a Kia. It's about a car. No, it's not about a car. It's so two-dimensional. It's about more. It's about more. It's about socks.
Okay.
It's about beige socks, but with pizzazz. Pizzazz.
He flicks his fingers.
The Kia.
I love how he's still wearing the sock.
Yes, and I love they're still using the sock metaphor. Why don't you try it on for size?
What is it? It's not a sock.
The pause just looks so intimidating.
All right, I just want to leave it on this so it hopefully pops up in the thumbnails for
No, it's way too late in the game for that. Anyway, so let's see. So try it on for size.
There's a really funny line where it's like,
he says, "Whoa."
Like, what is this? Like socks? No, this isn't socks. This is a luxury sedan or something like that, right? Something
like that. It's a luxury sedan. And this is whoa is right. Whoa is right. He says whoa is right.
But yeah, you're right. That is the most intimidating Christopher Walken stare down right there. Oh God.
Take some ice cream, rub it on your head. Isn't that right, Bruce?
That's basically it. We just get, oh God, no.
Now he says, as our pizzazz sock here, he says, "Punch it, Richard."
Oh dear God, just look at him. Just look. He's out of his mind.
Okay, now that actually is very intimidating. And again, just to make sure we're not just kind of like saying, "Oh, Christopher Walken's so wacky." I mean, he has such a sense of humor about himself. He's so.
Oh no, that's what makes Christopher Walken awesome is his humor about himself.
But also, again, you got to commit to the performance. He can just communicate so many emotions in these. Again, he's such a freakazoid actor.
I'm disturbing you psychologically using a sock.
Again, it's like Christopher Walken is so. It's like if there were like a live action interpretation of Freakazoid, he would definitely be like a random walk-on character for that. Because he embodies what that is. It's kind of random, well done humor of just like of the highest order.
Walken playing Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, anyway, so then he says, "Punch it, Richard."
Punch it. Oh, jeez. And that's it. That's it.
By
I'd
the way,
say that's about
something
the
dawned on me, by the way, about Christopher Walken.
what.
I just dawned on me that he has had well, he's had an interaction with a Batman, Michael Keaton. This kind of made me think of like, what if you and he had an interaction with Ben Affleck in that god awful Geely movie. So in some ways, Christopher Walken attracts Batman.
Yes, yes. Apparently he does.
I would love it if he like talked to Ben Affleck as Batman. Says Bruce, but he just
Oh
thinks
God.
he still
Okay.
thinks he's Max Shrek from Batman Returns, but he's in the new Batman. As this random guy who thinks he's Max Shrek. Bruce, I'm here to invest. You don't remember me? I saw you at the costume party. You were Batman. I'm not Batman. No, I didn't think so at first either. But then Selena Kyle, she hit me with a whip, and
And then that penguin character.
yeah, yawn. She kissed me with a taser, and my hair went all frizzy. And Bruce Wayne is Batman. Doesn't look like a good headline. I don't think. Yawn. Anyways, moving on. Sorry.
Okay, so I think that'll about do it for the Super Bowl commercials. Did you actually watch the game?
Heck no.
Me neither. Well, actually, yeah, I did watch the game.
I mean, if I was rooting, I was kind of rooting for the Panthers because Ryan Reynolds is rooting for the Panthers, but otherwise I didn't care.
I was rooting for the Broncos because apparently they were the underdogs. So.
Just not a care.
But I guess not quite as many big name commercials or big name trailers as we were hoping for, but
there were some clever gems. There are a lot of clever gems.
Oh yeah, a lot of good commercials this year. I think. I actually think like last year, I probably think there were more good trailers and less good commercials, and this year it was kind of switched. There were a lot of good commercials and a few good trailers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess with that in mind, that's about it. So yeah.
X gonna give it to you.
Punch it, Richard. Punch it.
Weasel.
Norma, I have some black socks that Norman can borrow anytime.
Romero.
They're right here, Norma. My black socks. It's right here. He can borrow it.
Eat some pizzazz.